guys, this is Shannon from the Diary of a Nerdy Teacher. I just wanted to give y'all this resource because I know some teachers haven't seen it yet, and it is one of my favorite things that I do every year. So I'm going to show you just a few of my examples, and then I'll show you what it looks like from the book. So this is one that we did this one last year, and we wrote when we grow up, what we want to be. And you see it's like a hardcover book, like it's hard and really great quality. And I always do like a contest that I'll let all the kids draw, and then we pick what's going to be our cover, sorry, and what's going to be inside. And then from there we dedicate it. You'll see my dedications. Each year it changes. It's a little different, just kind of what the kids are feeling they want their book to be like. And then it goes straight into their picture and then what they wrote. And I let each kid pick what they're going to write about. And you can see, and one thing I'll tell you as a helpful hint, don't do pencil. Like, make sure it's pen for their final draft because sometimes it doesn't show up. And I didn't know that the first time. So that's a helpful hint for you. But you can see like how cute they are. And they do a practice drawing before they can do their final draft. And I'll show you what it looks like from the book, but just so you can kind of see. So that's one. Let's see. We did this one, and look how cute it is. One of the girls actually just drew each kid on how they looked and then their name. So it's kind of like a little time capsule kind of thing. Then they signed it. They wanted to sign it in there. And then same thing, and you can see this one's in pencil and it's kind of hard to see. So make sure you do pen. And then show you in the back of one of them what I did, which I did this the first time last year, and it was like one of my favorite things to do, and I think it really meant a lot to them. We wrote down our favorite memories. Each kid wrote their favorite memory for the year, and then I put pictures in there. And you can just, I just taped mine down, and then they did the rest. And you can see like class picture, all that's in there. And so this is kind of like our own little yearbook. And it just, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I look at them every now and then and I'm just like, oh, I remember them, or, you know, and then they do the same thing. And you know that kids love to kind of have something that's theirs that kind of keeps that memory of the year. And this is the perfect thing to do it. I'll show you a few more. This is my first year that I did it. We did trips around the world, and then they each just said like where they went, their favorite trip that they ever did. And you can see they're all, each one of them is different and unique. And I just love it. Here's another one. Another one I grow up. And I'm kind of interested as they get older. These are second graders, so we have a while until they're grown up to see how many actually turn out to be what they want, or if it ends up changing, because I mean, second grade, you still have so many different chances. But anyways, okay, so I feel like I'm chatting forever. Here is what it comes like. So when you get it in the mail, it's like a box, okay? And then you open it up, and they have the shipping label, so you're not paying for shipping to go back. And then it has a checklist for you, so you know exactly what to do. It's not like you're like, oh, what do I do? How do I do it? It's all here for you. And then I've never had this before. They actually sent me another example of a book, and I might actually end up stealing the idea this year. It says, Up Close and Personal, Endangered Animals Tell All. So this would be a perfect, maybe if you're doing nonfiction on animal research, and then you put that in there. That might be an idea. And whoever drew this is amazing. I don't have this artistic ability. But anyways, look how good that is. Not something I could do, but maybe somebody else can. Maybe I have an artist this year. And then they did a table of contents. Mostly since this is nonfiction, that's something really good. And then they have chapters. And then the kids did that. That's pretty awesome. But anyways, this was just in my box as an example for the kids if I've never done it before. So If you haven't done that before, hopefully they send it to you. If not, I'm more than happy to show you any of mine or snap pictures for you and send them to you. Then inside is your packet. Okay, when it comes in, it's all, I'm trying to keep it all in one place for you, all here for you. And, sorry if that's loud. It gives you like hints on what to do. It probably says use pen, not pencil. And I didn't read that the rest year. It says to use markers, not crayons. So that's an important hint. Let me make sure that's what that says before I promise that. Yeah. And washable markers for illustration. So in case you don't read this, helping you out here. And then it's steps right here, and just follow them. And that's, I believe, the same, most of them are the same steps that's on that first paper when you open it. Okay, then they talk about when you finally publish it and they come in the mail, you kind of have an author party, and maybe you like pull ice cream and everyone reads everybody's stories, and it's just kind of like a fun little time that an author would have if they celebrated when their books first came in. And this is the time that I really go through the writing process with my class, and I really explain each step to them so they can understand it, because that's what authors really do, and we're becoming real live authors getting our books published. So in the front, they're really awesome about, they label everything at the top, and this will not be in your book. Like, you're not going to see it, but this is for you so you don't like lose track of anything. And so this is the cover, and then you'll put in there, and if you see, it has it, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth. It has exactly what you want it to say down here is what's up top, and then it even has it on the spine for you. So that's pretty cool. And I think next year I'm going to date it down on the spine too, so I can just like see what year to year. And then it goes through the author page. This is where I usually like let them sign it themselves, and then, or autographs, sorry. Dedicated, and then it starts your first one. So if this one's, if you want it to be like your table of contents, maybe you like, this is where they had all of the all of those animals, and then on the next side it has where they did their table of contents. Or you can just jump into it, whatever your class is feeling, what you're feeling. You can't really be wrong, because it helps you here, and it's like what they want. You know, this is their book. And then you just go through. They gave you a whole bunch of extra papers. I mean, look at this, is thick. It goes 66 pages. So they could write multiple things. It's up to you how big your class is and stuff like this. I do use those extra pages. That's where I put in the pictures and our favorite memory. But you can do whatever you want. If you wanted a short book, you could do that. I've even heard of teachers doing one book per kid. But that sounds like a lot of work. But if you're one of those people, then go for it. But I really liked having it per class. So there's that, and then you can just pick and choose, and then there's numbers at the bottom, and then I believe in there's also like if one kid messed up, there's extra, and you just like tape the number at the bottom, and then they can redo it. But I'm like really like, hey, this is our final draft. We need to make sure we really put effort into it and take our time. This is not a rushed effort, because an author wouldn't rush their final piece. The illustrator wouldn't rush their final product. And so it's one thing I've pushed, and I've seen pretty good results. Then there are, and the teacher will get a free book, and that book will stay in the classroom, and that's how I have these year to year, so I can show those kids exactly what the book's going to look like, and give them an example for the next year. And if you look, I have book bins in my room, and I had to go around before I made this video right now and actually pull out all of those books, because the kids, you read them from the year before. I'm like, hey, that's my friend. I play outside with them at home, or, you know. And so it really gets them excited about when it's their turn to make the book. And then you'll see this is the order form. And I love when parents do it online, because it's all pre-done for me. But I make like a quick Excel sheet, and then I just put in this person wants hardback or softback or deluxe, And so I keep it so just in case, like I had when they came in, I already had that Excel sheet. I wasn't like, oh, I hope they got it right. You know, it's all there for me. So just make sure you do that. That's another helpful hint that I learned. And then I just sent these home, and parents really want this. This is kind of something that I haven't seen very many people say no, they don't want, because the kids love it, and it's something they're actually getting something for their money that the kids are going to keep for a long time. And I mean, I'm not throwing my husband under the bus, but my husband, he published a poem like when he was in 2nd, 3rd grade, something like that, and he still is like, I'm a published author. And so they're going to feel the same way when they get their book, and they're going to have that pride. Some parents actually order for grandparents that aren't in town, and then they shipped them off, and the kids signed the book for them. And it's just, I really love it, and I know that if you try it, you're going to love it too. At the bottom of this stack, there are envelopes. And then I just fold up I take one of those papers and I staple it to the envelope. And then the parents fill out it, and then they put it in the envelope, because, you know, sometimes they lose the money. And then they put it in here. And then at the end, when you're completely done, you're ready to ship it off, you'll put it in here. You'll put all of the money. I just stacked all the money. I counted it 500 times to make sure I sent the right amount. Count all my forms, check my Excel sheet, put it all in here. And then I put the book back in here. And then I just shipped the whole thing, reused my box, taped it up, and then put the new sticker on there and shipped it off. It was so easy, and it's something that we're going to keep forever. At least I will, because I love it. It's kind of like having our yearbook. But my kids are looking at it from year to year. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If you have any other things that your recommendations, we haven't started ours. We usually do ours in the spring because I want to work with them all beginning of the year to kind of show them what good writers do, so that when we get to this point, it's like an actual, here's our hard work, and this is something that we've wrote with that effort. Some people do 2 times a year, but I choose to do it around April. But we'll get it by the end of the year. I think I ship it off. I think my ship off date, and you get to pick what ship off date. I think mine's in February. I think I'm shipping it off this year, so I can get it back. It usually takes a month, I think is what they said, is about a month for it to get back to be binded and all of that. And I always tell parents, you know, there's hardback and there's softback. If you can't afford hardback, do the softback. And I didn't tell you the prices. Let me tell you that. The prices for the books, I think, are pretty reasonable. For a standard book, it's $19. And that's just, I have one, but one of the kids, I think, took the book home to read. But it's just like a paperback. But it's like good, like laminated paperback. It's not just like paper. And then the hardback is $25. And then deluxe, which is more, really the only difference for deluxe, if we're being honest, is the paper is, let me see if I have one. I don't know if you can see it. This is like the deluxe one. It's like a matte versus gloss. That's really the only difference. Now, some parents did still order deluxe even after I explained that to them, and they wanted that, and that's totally fine. And that's like $3 more. So that would make it $28 instead of $25. But I just kind of told all the parents the different options of what they had, and I gave them time ahead of time to save up that money, so that it wasn't a struggle if they wanted to do $5 a month until they got it. You know, just kind of gave them that heads up so they know. But I love it. I hope you love it. If you have any questions, ask. I'll put my link on there. I would love for you to use my referral on this, and let me know how it goes. Thanks.